lay back on her pillows, and her dark eyes had a faraway look in them, as though she were back in Kentucky, helping her father seed the corn in the fresh-plowed furrows of their new clearing. Patty and Puss eagerly begged for more. And Grandma went on to tell of fearsome Indian fights and escapes, of how one of their neighbors was killed while searching for his plow horse after it had strayed into the woods, and how her aunt had been spirited away while she was gathering wild strawberries and kept as a slave for 5 long years in the Indian village away to the north. As Grandma related this story, Patty's black eyes grew bigger and blacker than ever. She gripped me tightly in her hand and kept peeping over her shoulder as though the eerie shadows cast by the flames were really lurking savages, ready to pounce upon us. By the time Grandma had finished her tale, we were almost too scared to scamper off to bed. Once there, Patty cuddled me close under the covers, whispering to me not to be afraid, for she would keep me safe from Indians. But I think she was the one who was frightened the most, and it was I who, nestling up close, reassured her. After hearing such stories of pioneers and Indians, imagine how we felt to be told that we were to become pioneers. One morning after breakfast, Patty came hurrying up to her room and, standing before the window seat where her family of dolls was sitting, she breathlessly disclosed the news. "Papa says we are all going to be pioneers across the plains to California. It will be a healthier place for Mother, and lots of other people are going in the spring with wagons and oxen and everything for keeping house. Isn't it exciting? And you shall all have new outfits for the journey and a little hair trunk to pack your best clothes in. I'll have my name put on it with nail heads, Patty Reed, and then no wild Indian would dare to steal it, seeing it belongs to me." We only hoped the Indians would understand it that way. As Patty buzzed away to talk it over with Grandma, I tried to explain to the other dolls just how this piece of news might affect us, for I knew what pioneering was from having heard Grandma's stories. They were not too pleased at the prospect. Rosalie opened her blue eyes wide and complained, "Oh, dear, I don't believe I shall like being a pioneer doll. My new velvet cloak and sprigged muslin gown may get mud-stained and dusty. How dreadful to think of leaving this nice, clean window seat to travel in a wagon." Minnie, the big wooden doll, who was inclined to be of a jealous nature and was always snubbing me because I was only 4 inches tall, remarked acidly, "Pioneering may be fine for you. You're used to being knocked about. After all, you are just the little country cousin." She had heard Patty herself make that last remark, but I knew Patty didn't mean it the way Minnie thought she did. Patty loved me best of all her dolls, and she said I was their little country cousin only because my clothes were not so fine as theirs. Patty herself made them for me, while Grandma sewed their elegant outfits. Patty could not manage her needle quite well enough to do the fine sewing that Grandma did, so while their dresses had beautiful tucks and ruffles and fine feather stitching, my dress was usually a little square, with a hole for my head, sewed together with a few awkward stitches, and tied around the middle with a bit of a ribbon sash. But I did not envy my sister dolls their elegance. The gentle touch of Patty's fingers as she carefully bent my wooden joints and pulled the new frock over my painted head, and then proudly held me up for Grandma to see, made me very happy, because I was her little friend. Besides, she spent more time with me than with the others. I was just the right size to ride around in her apron pocket, and thus I came to know much more than they about family doings, and Patty and I shared a secret world all our own. If Patty was going pioneering, I wanted to go too, and I guessed